It is a warm welcome to you viewers and thank you for joining us on another episode of Crime Watch, a program proudly brought to you by your police service as a platform to engage you, the Zimbabwean citizenry, in our bid to maintain law and order in the country. My name is Elliot Kudzai Ganyani. Like all times, it is a pleasure and always an honor to have you along. We are 7 days into the 21-day lockdown order by His Excellency Comrade Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, and the Zimbabwe Republic Police applauds members of the public and the Zimbabweans at large who have taken heed of the call by the President of the Republic to curb the spread of this deadly coronavirus. Generally, people have complied with the call to stay at home, leaving only those with essential services and those with exemptions being allowed to move from one point to the other. Police have, however, handled a few isolated cases of non-compliance, dispersing defiant groups of people at some places, and are effecting arrest whenever is necessary. One area of concern has been the proliferation of letters of exemption from junior employees instead of heads of institutions, government departments and ministries seeking to be allowed to pass through police roadblocks and checkpoints. In light of this, the ZRP would like to categorically state that only heads of institutions, government departments and ministries, as well as senior officials, have the authority to seek for letters of exemption for members of staff who are involved in essential services. The Zimbabwe Republic Police will not entertain anyone who is not part of the essential services providers seeking to go against these clearly stated lockdown measures. Police have also observed aimless movements by motorists looking for fuel or shopping for basic commodities. The law provides that such movements should be done within 5-kilometer radius of contained motorists' areas of residence. Those found without justification of being outside the 5-kilometer radius will be prosecuted in terms of Section 4 of Statutory Instrument 83 of 2020. We also remind members of the public queuing for basic commodities to do so in an orderly manner and maintain social distancing as per government directive. The police are urging members of the public to comply with the lockdown measures as well as cooperate with police officers who are on the ground trying to curb the spread of this deadly coronavirus. Police in Norton have arrested 2 people for unlawful entry and theft after they stole from a shop belonging to a business person, Mr. Katson Nyamunda, in Norton. Let us hear more in the following story.
We received a report of unlawful entry and theft at Nyamunda Business Center, Katanga. Reacting to the report, we discovered that the accused persons were still lodged within the ceiling in the building. With the help of the members of the public and police, we managed to gain entry and arrested the 2 accused persons and recovered various groceries.
Ndakafonerwa kuma 11 nevakomana vanogada pano vachitiwo aona vanhu vari pamusoro pebuilding yedu yesupermarket. Saka ndakangomhanya ndikauyawo, asi pandakasvika mapurisa atosvika kudhara. Vakakomba building, vakazomwana munhu yaro awanda mufiriji mukati meshop, ndobva vakwanisa kumubata. Pavakamubata vakazodiscover ivo kuti paine umwe wake anga atori pamusoro pebuilding anga achitambidzwa zvinhu zvanga zvichibudiswa mushopu. Zvinhu zvakawanikidzwa zvanga vakuda zvanga zvabudiswa already zvaita about 16,000. Mapurisa akatitira basa rakanaka zvikuru nekuti kusvika kwandakatongoita ininiwo ndakatosvika mapurisa atokomba nzvimbo yacho, zvotaridza kuti havana kutombotora time. Ndini ndakatononoka kusvika. Saka ndinoda kutenda chaizvo mapurisa edu emuno muNorton kuti pabasa irori vakatitira zvinhu zvakatibatsira chaizvo.
The arrest of the duo was a clear result of police public partnership, as the information supplied by the Norton community was vital in police investigations. We also urge you to always have contact details of your nearest police establishments so that you can quickly relay vital information. The Criminal Investigations Department in Bulawayo have accounted for Joseph Gift Kaira, a former employee of Alpha Printer Private Limited, for a series of unlawful entry and theft cases which he committed at his former employer's premises. Detective Inspector Tendai Ndabeni takes us through the story.
We arrested Joseph Gift Kaira for breaking into a business premise at Alpha Print in Donington area. He managed to break the lock to gain access. Upon investigations by the detectives, we discovered that this accused person was a former employee of the company. We managed to recover property worth over 21,000. We implore all business people to get the background of all their employees before they give them work.
Salmo Duve, an accountant at the company, narrated what transpired leading to the eventual arrest, conviction, and sentencing of the accused person.
This was the third time. The first time we lost the items were over 16,000. The second time, I think they were worth over 12,000 US dollars. And the guy admitted that he was actually involved in all the cases here, and he was using the duplicate keys. He managed to make some duplicate keys for all the doors. I don't know how, but that's what he did. And we were so grateful, to be honest. I think the job was professionally done, and the guy was sentenced 12 months plus 18 months from the other cases.
As we move on, the following people have been arrested by the police, convicted and given varying sentences as follows. Vitalis Madumo, age 26, has been convicted and sentenced to 18 years imprisonment at Mutare High Court for murder. The accused fatally struck Anesuma Fokosho, age 23, 5 times on the head with an axe following a misunderstanding. In another case, Maxwell Mutasa, age 49, was slapped with a 7-year jail term at Mutare Regional Court for raping a 16-year-old girl once. In a similar case, Elwin Mutokwe, age 38, was convicted and sentenced to 12 years imprisonment for raping a 20-year-old woman several times on different occasions. As police, we encourage victims of sexual offenses to always report such perpetrators so that they can face the full wrath of the law. Do not suffer in silence. Now, as we move on, 2 people, namely Trevor Gwanzura Msinwa, age 40, and Sydney Machingura, age 32, of Whitecliff, Harare, have each been slapped with 20-year jail terms at Norton Magistrate Court. Let us hear more on what transpired leading to their arrest and eventual court appearance.
Following a spate of theft of copper cables from transformers, one, Trevor Gwanzura, was arrested in the Norway area by members of the Neighborhood Watch Committee. He was brought to CID Norton, and further investigations led to the arrest of Sydney Machingura. Both the accused persons were residing in Whitecliff in Harare. They were taken to Norton Magistrate Court, whereby they were convicted and sentenced to 20 years imprisonment. I'm appealing to all residents of Norton to assist us as police with information pertaining to any criminal activities that might be taking place in the area of residence.
On that note, we take a short break. Join us in the second segment. We are in the second segment of Crime Watch, and to those who are just joining us, welcome. In a bizarre case, police in Kadoma have arrested a 21-year-old man, Nyasha Muyana, for theft of a motor vehicle. Nyasha Muyana stole the vehicle and other valuables while the owner was in a nearby shop purchasing some goods.
Recently, we arrested an accused person who had stolen a motor vehicle in a Rumwe Business Center here in Kadoma. The complainant arrived at Rumwe Business Center and he left his motor vehicle unattended whilst the engine was running and got into a shop where he wanted to buy a few groceries. Upon getting out of the shop, he found the motor vehicle gone and reported the matter to the police. Detectives investigated the matter, which led to the arrest of the accused person and the cover of the motor vehicle where he had dumped it. In the motor vehicle were Samsung J7 cell phone, 1,000 Zimbabwean dollars and 10 US dollars. Upon interview, the accused person led also the police to the recovery of the Samsung J7 cell phone, 500 Zimbabwean dollars and 10 US dollars. We also urge members of the public, whenever they drive the motor vehicles, they must switch off the engine upon parking and lock the motor vehicles. As we can see that this accused person took advantage of the engine which was running. We later discovered that the accused person was an ex-convict who was arrested for robbery involving a motor vehicle and was also once found in possession of offensive weapons such as machetes and knives. The accused person has since appeared in court and is awaiting sentence.
We remind motorists never to leave their car engines running at any given time. In our previous episode, we carried the story where a Rusape man was brutally murdered by two people before they drove away with his vehicle. In similar fashion, Criminal Investigations Department Breside in Harare nabbed 3 people for robbery of a motor vehicle, which they also used to commit numerous offenses.
They managed to arrest the 3 of the accused persons in the Epworth area. The accused persons were interviewed and they led us to the recovery of Toyota Ranix. Through investigations, we established that sometime in January, the 3 accused persons hired the vehicle from the CPT to Rua area. And while it's on the way, they robbed the complainant's vehicle and drove away to Epworth. They later on took the vehicle to the area where they were now using the vehicle as a taxi. The accused persons further led to the recovery of these 3 televisions, which were stolen by means of unlawful entry and theft in the Dema area. They further led to the recovery of these gas tanks, which were stolen in the Noton area, though we are yet to establish the owners of the property.
Then tripa TMT jumping on motorcar. For Bashkam Murume 1. Aba kumbira taxi. Damuti chipinda motorcar aba shedza wanga 2. Trim road angaruma shure. Kanzi misa murari kumbira chi recess. Pandikanoti ndamisa motorcar. Ndamanda ukwane nejeko nemunhu angaruma shure ku right side. Patema ndakabata jeko. Umwe wacho angari kumbira bva angondisecha. Patema ndikasiya jeko ndakwadza maoko abva nditema naro paruoko apo reku left nepa gumbo reku left vose vandipushira pansi vabva vasimudza motikari vabva vaenda pasi ndabva ndazodzoka kutsvaga help pane mumwe musha wandikaona ungori padhuze tabva taenda kupolice station ekuipo tasvika kuripota nyaya yedu ikoko vabva vatibatsira zvakanaka ndipo ndikazofona hanzi mota yakawanikwa kuGlenview but sofa iri Briside police station.
COVID-19 has brought with it various organizations together to fight this pandemic. One such organization is the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe, where we are joined by its acting director of operations here in the studio today. Let me say hello to Mr. Ernest Muchena. Thank you very much for coming through.
Welcome.
Prior to the lockdown order by His Excellency Comrade Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, we did deliberate with Mr. Tatenda Shinoda just last week. He was reiterating on the issues that you are doing as an organization in order to help in curbing the spread of this pandemic. Now that we are 7 days into the lockdown, what are you doing now? What is your message as a Traffic Safety Council board?
Yeah, we are there to promote road safety, and we are quite pleased with the response that we are getting from different stakeholders. In our press statement, we advise that there should be no standing passengers, and as you are aware, as we are speaking, the National Transporter, SUPCO, is on the road. We also have Public Service Commission buses that are carrying civil servants to work. There are no more standing passengers in those buses, and there are also not much. There isn't any overcrowding in the buses. Actually, a seat meant for one person. They are allowing one person to sit on that seat, and then those meant for 3, it's actually one person and at times 2 people who are observing social distance. We are also pleased that there is sanitization of those buses, and we would also like to thank the corporate world that has donated chemicals for the sanitization of those buses.
Do you have manpower or some people who are moving around monitoring these things that you're talking about to make sure that they are happening, or is just words that you are hearing, maybe hearsay or something like that?
We have sent some of our officers to pick up points, and we have seen that the buses are not overloading. We have also seen that people are actually observing social distancing, and we are quite happy with that.
We have private vehicles or private motor vehicle owners. I'm talking about small families. Now maybe some people may want to move around. What is the message to them? The viewers want to know, the families out there want to know, what exactly is the situation during this lockdown from your perspective?
Our advice is that there may be some sharing of cars. You may share the car with members of the family, you may share the car with a friend, and you also observe that those that are coming to work, they are also using pool cars and they are sharing cars. So we are encouraging them to also sanitize those vehicles.
Now, you are a road safety institution, and indeed it will be brave injustice for us to talk to you like today without talking about general road safety. What is your message during this lockdown about road safety?
We are appealing to motorists who are using the road to observe the speed limit. The general speed limit for urban areas remains at 60. We have also observed that there are certain individuals who are going through red lights. Take note that there are some priority vehicles such as ambulances who may want to override that traffic light that you are being tempted to pass through at a very high speed. So I appeal to motorists, those that are using the roads, to ensure that they follow traffic rules and regulations.
It has been an honor having you in the studio. We look forward to having you again in the near future. There you have it, our viewers. That was the Acting Director of Operations, Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe, Mr. Ernest Muchena, deliberating on a number of issues to do with what is expected of us during this lockdown. And we are in the 7th day, and he was saying, let's stick to the government directives. At the same time, let's stick to good driving conduct. On that note, we take a short break. Join us in the 3rd and final segment. Some few weeks ago, police in Harare took advantage of a gathering of women in prayer under the auspices of Daughters of Virtue to campaign against suicidal tendencies and domestic violence.
My situation that tusangana nawo seZimbabwe Republic Police tikuona kuti kune vamwe vanhu vakufunga kuti Mwari havasisiko, anosvika pakuzvisungirira nokutawira mudambudziko, anosvika pakumwa mushonga kuti regai nditore mupenyu hwangu ndife, asi Mwari havazvidi. Enda nedambudziko rako kuna Mwari ubatsirikane. Kana wafunga kuti aiwa chitatu chiri kure kani kuti tisvike ikoko, ndokusaka ndauya nevasikana vaviri ava nemukomana uyu. Munogona kungouya motaura neveku-VFU, munogona kungouya motaura nevachapulini edu, vanoda neminamato yobva yatongotegwa ipapo yobva yatongoitwa minamato. Saka tiri kuti nyaya yekuzviuraya kudzimba ngatisiyanei nazvo. Madzimai takakosha, ndokusaka titori nezuva ratinotonziwo nhasi izuva remadzimai.
The founder of Daughters of Virtue commended the police for using such a platform to educate the congregates on critical issues.
Tinoda kutenda Mwari zuva ranhasi tanga tine maofficers auya kuzoeducate vanhu, especially mudzimai nenyaya dzema-domestic violence. Uye ndoda kutenda Mwari kuti pavataura apa pamba paitawo testimony yemunhu ari kuti ndina mai vangu vakamwa poison. Zvoreva kuti mukati mudzimba umo mune a lot of things zviri kuitika zvatinoda kueducata mudzimai kuti usafe uri wega uye wakazvivharira door. Zviri spiritual isusu we are here to help you. Zviri physical ndosaka mapurisa aripo. Dambudziko rese rauri kusangana naro usazvivharire mumba. Kana zvari zvedomestic tinokuudza kwekuenda kuna ana officer dhuwe vanga vari pano, ana inspector vanga vari pano.
Tikuencourage kune vese vari kuona pano nguva kuti ose mudzimai ringave dambudziko ripi raungasangane naro, ringave kuabhiswa kwemhando ipi kwaungasangane nayo, kungakuti ute last option yako yekuzviuraya. Tikukurudzira madzimai ese kuti kana zvichinge zvaoma zvemarriage, kana zvichinge zvaomesesa chaizvo, uya pamapolice station ari padhuze utaura nemapolisa enyu eVFU ava anoprovide counseling.
the Zimbabwe Republic Police Command in Bulawayo convened at an interaction meeting with members of the Polycon branch in the province to promote togetherness as well as strengthen partnerships in fighting crime.
We know that some of you are employed, but during the weekends we are not going to work. Please partner with your fellow police officers in these stations and do patrols in your respective areas. Polycon is a big and constituted organ of the Zimbabwe Police as defined in the Police Act. Polycon, members of Polycon are subject to police discipline and code of conduct, just like any other police office. So the organization needs committed members, ladies and gentlemen, who are fit and dedicated to duty. Polycon members must be driven by passion to save lives, protect properties, and to prevent crime. At least every month, each member of the Polycon must have devoted particular time in the prevention of crime in his or her area of operation.
Some members of the Polycon branch had this to say.
We would like to appreciate and thank the command at the Bulawayo district for calling us today and having a word with us. We thank them for everything that they do for us, and we appreciate every effort that they're doing to help the Polycon members. I still urge people to join these initiatives so that we can fight crime together, especially in these days where people want to reap what they didn't sow.
Before we come to the end of this week's episode, we'd like to highlight some people who are on the police wanted list. Efo Flats police are looking for Tawanda Gativu of plot number 61, Bregton Farm, Teuros, Efo Flats, Kadoma, for assault. Still in Kadoma, Philip Mugavire of Efo Flats is wanted for murder by ZRP Kadoma. In another case, police in Bindura are looking for Tafaz Wamauye, age 21, of house number 7016, Garikai Stanza, Chiwaridzo, Bindura, for theft. Still in Mashonaland Central, ZRP Mazoe are hunting for Victor Mayamutse of Chebanga Village, Chief Chiweshe Mazoe, for assault. Anyone with information that may help the police in the location of any of these people should contact any nearest police station or contact us on the following details. Our National Complaints Desk number is 0242 703 631. You can also get in touch with us on our website address, that is www.zrp.gov.zw. Link with us on our email address, feedback@zrp.gov.zw. We also have a Twitter handle @PoliceZimbabwe and Facebook page Zimbabwe Republic Police. To those who may have missed any of our previous episodes, do not despair, as you can watch all our Crime Watch episodes on our YouTube channel, Zimbabwe Republic Police. It has been a wonderful time having you along, and yes, do remember, divided we fall, united we stand. Let us unite against the common enemy, COVID-19. Compliance to government directives will certainly see us through. Social distancing, repeated washing of hands using soap and sanitizers, and above all, staying at our homes, particularly during this lockdown, should be religiously adhered to. May God be our shield during this pandemic. Elliot Kudzai Ganyani is my name. Do take care.